Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to officially call this meeting to order. I would ask that everyone please rise for a moment of silent prayer and/or reflection. And it is with great sadness that the borough lost one of its employees today. I ask you to keep in mind the family of Pedro Agua, as well as all others who have suffered loss during this pandemic. Please salute the flag. I pledge allegiance
To the flag
To the flag
of
of
America
the United States of America,
and to the republic
to the republic
for which it stands, one
one
nation,
nation,
under
under
God,
God,
indivisible,
indivisible, with liberty
liberty
and
and
justice
justice
for all.
for all.
Thank you very much. Pedro is going to be sorely missed. The New Jersey Open Public Meetings Law was enacted to ensure the right of the public to have advance notice of and attend any meetings of public bodies at which any business affecting their interest is discussed or acted upon. In accordance with this act, the mayor and council of the borough of New Milford have caused notice of this meeting to be published by having the date, time, and place thereof posted in the borough hall, and notices have been sent to the record in the Ridgewood News. The mission of this governing body is to provide essential services through the establishment and implementation of public policy that will safeguard the infrastructure, provide fair, honest, courteous, and professional services, establish a sense of trust and accomplishment between all residents, and through research and prudent planning, seek to minimize risk while improving our services. We are sensitive to the needs and satisfaction of our taxpayers while realizing that this governing body cannot be all things to all people within the revenue constraints imposed by state mandates, economic conditions, and prevailing attitudes about taxation. Because this is a virtual meeting, I need to mention that all participants are muted during the meeting. Anyone wishing to make comments or ask questions can do so at such time as open to the public for comment and during public hearings on any ordinances by hitting the button to raise your hand or by typing a message in the chat box. You'll need to state your name and address for the record. Members of the public may also submit written comments for any future remote meetings by either email to cdemiris@newmilfordborough.com or a written letter to the borough clerk. Written comments must be received by 4 p.m. on the day of the remote meeting in order to be read into the record during the meeting. Members of the public commenting during a remote meeting shall not act in any manner to disrupt the meeting. If anyone becomes disruptive during the meeting, they will be muted. If time permits, the disruptive individual shall be allowed to speak after all other members of the public are provided an opportunity to comment. Any continued disruption may result in the member being prevented from speaking during the remainder of this meeting. Disruptive conduct includes, but is not limited to, shouting, interruption, and the use of profanity. Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Councilman Siraki Hurley. Councilman Seymour.
I spoke with Councilwoman Siraki Hurley, and she will be late.
Councilman Seymour.
Present.
Councilwoman Duffy.
Here.
Council President Grotzky.
Here.
Councilwoman Sandhusen.
Present.
Councilwoman Grant.
Here.
Mayor Petrino.
Here. Okay. Under unfinished business, may have a motion for approval of the minutes for the November 9th, 2020 closed work and public session meetings.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. We're on to adoption of ordinances. The first one is ordinance 2020:16. And when the clerk has a chance, I would ask her to please read it into the record.
A bond ordinance to authorize the undertaking of the Knights Field Development Project in, by, and for the Borough of New Milford in the County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, to appropriate the sum of $960,000 to pay the cost thereof, to make a down payment, to authorize the issuance of bonds to finance such appropriation and to provide for the issuance of bond anticipation notes in anticipation of the issuance of such bonds.
Okay, as I mentioned when we introduced this ordinance at our last meeting, this is the Knights Field. This is the field that is located on Chiquino Drive between the high school and the new ShopRite development. $825,000 is fully funded on this project, and the bond is for $135,000. May I get a motion to open to the public for this ordinance?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Ladies and gentlemen, if anyone has a question about the ordinance regarding Knights Field, now is your opportunity.
I see two people in attendance, Mayor, and neither has indicated that they have any comment on this ordinance. Or that they would-
Motion to close to the
Seeing that there is no
public.
comment, I ask for a motion to close to the public.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? May I get a motion to adopt this ordinance on its final reading?
Motion.
Second.
May I get a roll call, please?
Councilman Seymour,
Yes.
Councilwoman Duffy,
Yes.
Council President Grotzky,
Yes.
Councilwoman Sandhusen,
yes,
Councilwoman Grant.
Yes.
Thank you very much. This is certainly an exciting project, and I'm looking forward to it.
Agreed.
The next ordinance up for adoption is 2020:17. And when the clerk has a chance, I would ask her to please read the ordinance into the record.
An ordinance to amend Chapter 16 of the Revised General Ordinances of the Borough of New Milford entitled Garbage and Refuse, thereby amending subsection 16-3.5 entitled Property Owners' Responsibilities.
Once again, as I mentioned at the introduction of this ordinance, this has to do with the increase in cost of recycling cans from $14 to $16. The gallon size also goes up from 25 to 32 gallon, and for $5 extra, you lid. This one is not as exciting as the Knights Field, but nonetheless something we have to do. May I get a motion to open to the public for this ordinance?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
aye,
Any opposed? Ladies and gentlemen of the public, if anyone has a question regarding this ordinance and the recycling cans, now is your opportunity.
We're still at 2 members of the public, and no one has indicated that they have any, or that they would like to comment on this.
Okay. May I get a motion to close to the public?
So moved.
second,
All in favor?
Aye.
aye,
Aye.
Any opposed? May I get a motion to adopt this ordinance on its final reading?
So moved.
second,
May I get a roll call, please?
Councilman Seymour,
Yes.
Councilwoman Duffy,
Yes.
Council President Grotzky,
Yes.
Councilwoman Sandhusen,
yes,
Councilwoman Grant.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. The last one for adoption tonight is 2020:18. And when the clerk has a chance, I'd ask her to please read it into the record.
An ordinance authorizing an emergency appropriation, NJS 40A:4-53.
This ordinance has to do with special emergency set up by the state. It allows municipalities to offset any revenue shortfalls they had during 2020 due to the COVID pandemic. New Milford shortfall is about 196,000, and we are able to repay that over 5 years. So may I get a motion to open to the public for this ordinance?
Motion to open to the public?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Ladies and gentlemen of the public, if anyone has a question regarding the special emergency ordinance, now is your opportunity to ask.
Okay, there are now 3 members of the public in attendance, and no one has indicated that they wish to speak on this ordinance.
May I get a motion to close to the public?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? May I get a motion to adopt this ordinance on its final reading?
So moved. Second.
All in favor? Chris, may I get a roll call, please?
Yes, Councilman Seymour,
Yes.
Councilwoman Duffy,
Yes.
Council President Grotzky,
Yes.
Councilwoman Sandhusen,
Yes.
Councilwoman Grant.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, we're going to move on to new business. And item number 1 in new business is basketball nets under me. So basically what this is, as we know during COVID, more people have been using, when I say basketball nets, I mean the basketball nets that are put at curbside, people drag out to the street. More and more people are using these during COVID, and they're doing exactly what we want them to do. They're playing in front of their house rather than congregating in large masses in other places. Technically, we have an ordinance that forbids this. So what I want to do is I want to create a committee to go over the ordinance, talk about lifting such ban during COVID for a certain period, go over the guidelines of the responsibilities of a homeowner. For instance, if weather event, bringing it in if it snows, making sure that there's no liability to the borough if there's damage to it, if it's on the curb. Something to do so we can be prepared for the spring. In the event that COVID is still going on in the spring, this is something that we want to be able to offer and suspend the regulation against, so people continue to be responsible and doing the right thing. I'm open to the idea of being a part of the committee. I would recommend that Councilman Seymour be a part of it as the rec liaison. And I would recommend that Council President Grotzky be on it, being that he is the liaison to the DPW.
Thank you, Mayor.
If anyone else wanted to be on it, I would not be opposed to it. If you just wanted it to be 3 council members, I'm okay with that as well. But I think it's something that we should discuss. And while we're discussing it, I think we should suspend the regulations against it while we are in committee.
Sounds
So
good to me.
I
Good
put it to
idea.
the council to discuss.
I
So
would be
you're-
interested in participating in that committee.
So you're recommending that we suspend enforcement?
Yes, similar to how we suspended enforcement of parking regulations.
Okay.
Similar to that.
Are we
It's
allowed to
something
do
we're not getting
that?
rid of.
Kevin, are we allowed to do that?
The issue, ladies and gentlemen, is the protecting the right of way. Technically, it's just the town's right of way. It's not town property. So it would be akin to what we've done with regard to the parking. We
Okay.
would just suspend enforcement of that for the moment. I did speak to Mr. Cahill about it. You know, from the borough's perspective, it's really one of safety. We've had a couple of vehicles that have hit them, and it's going to cost the borough repair money. We don't want anybody getting hurt, either DPW worker or a member of the public. So his main concern with it was just from purely a safety perspective. There's no animus towards anybody using basketball nets, but you know, some of these vehicles are pretty big. They do come by, and with wind and everything else, they just wants to make sure that A, the public's protected, and B, that the right of way is protected and clear, more importantly. So the borough certainly can do that, and I'm happy to provide any guidance I can.
Thank you.
Thank you. So we have Matt, we have Councilman Seymour, Councilwoman Sandhusen, and Council President Grotzky for the committee.
Can't,
So if someone would like to, I would like a motion to appoint those three to the basketball net committee.
so moved.
Ad hoc, if I may add.
Ad hoc, yes, ad
Would
hoc.
it include the mayor? It does, you're staying on it as well, the mayor?
Then you have a problem.
I
Then
can't-
you can't.
You
I
get to a
can't stay on-
quorum then.
I can't stay on it. Until there's three.
Okay. Councilwoman Grant, you made a motion to form the ad hoc committee?
Yes.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Well, thank you very much, Basketball Net Committee. Council President Grotzky, if you could just advise Ms. Cahill that the committee is formed, and then you guys can schedule a Zoom meeting or whatever you need to do to start beginning discussions on it.
Very well, Mayor.
Thank you. So item number 2 is attorney rate of pay, and that's Council President Grotzky.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. It's come to my attention that we're getting our RFQs in, and I did a little bit of research. And the last time we increased our attorneys' hourly rates was 21 years ago. So they've been getting for the past 21 years, $125 per hour. I think we should discuss and look at whether to give them an increase at this point, because it has been 21 years. I also am under the understanding that the municipal rate of pay going around the municipalities is about $160. So my thought is we don't have to go $160,000. I'd like to possibly increase the rate of pay another $10, probably $15, and I'd like to open it up to the council for discussion.
I think the increase is timely and in fact overdue. So I do approve of increasing their hourly reimbursement pay.
I do as well.
I think whatever number you choose, I think we have to keep in mind that we will be having a sensitive budget next year. We know that going into it with all that's happened this year with revenue shortfalls. I do understand that we are well behind the average of our attorney's fees. So whatever number that the council comes up with, just keep in mind, I'm not saying 160 in one shot. I'm saying we need to come up with a number that is going to be good in our budget, and going forward in consecutive years, budget times may be better if you bring it up to the average of the county. So just keep that in mind.
I would like to see an increase as well. I believe our professionals deserve a raise after 21 years. It's about time. I have no problem agreeing to $15 this year. And as far as future years, that should be left to future councils.
So
And
that would raise, so Randy, that would raise it to 140 per hour from the 125,
yes,
what you're saying. I think that's appropriate, given the times.
yes.
I would agree with that also.
Somebody want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to increase the hourly attorney's rates in our records from $125 to $140 per hour.
For all the borough attorneys, all
All
those.
borough attorneys.
Yes.
Second,
Chris, do I need a roll call on this?
I think you should take one, yes.
Okay, make it a roll call, please.
Yes, Councilman Seymour,
Yes.
Councilwoman Duffy,
yes.
Council President Grotzky,
Yes.
Councilwoman Sandhusen,
Yes.
Councilwoman Grant.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, we're going to move on to item 3, which is schedule updates. We are towards the end of the year, and the only borough event that we have scheduled for the remainder of the year is the Winter Wonderland Drive-By, AKA the holiday tree lighting, menorah lighting. This year, the Public Events Committee is partnering up with a number of other organizations, and it'll be held on Sunday, December 13th from 6 to 8 p.m. It will be a drive-by scenario where people, right now it's proposed that you'll be entering through the Trotter Drive area. You'll be going around Robert Chester Way, up Ray Woods Drive, and then exiting onto River Road. We are planning to have lights, decorations, giveaways, and most importantly, the annual New Milford Fire Department Toy Drive is not happening this year as it always has. So this year, they are going to be set up at this event collecting gift cards to toy stores, gift cards to grocery stores, because this year they cannot collect physical toys and turn them over. So we will be doing a gift card collection run by the fire department. They will be at this event. So as you're enjoying yourself doing the drive-by, please, if you can offer anything, please purchase a gift card and give it to the fire department at the event. There will be a flyer once we hammer out some of the details. A flyer will be posted on the Office of the Mayor Facebook page. We will put it on the borough website, and we'll get a bunch of people to share it so the community knows. We think it's going to be a great event. Our trick-or-treat trail, the event was, 2.5 times better than we expected it to be. So we are going to be prepared for this one, for the volume, and we hope everyone comes out. Other than that, we have nothing until reorg in January, which we will talk about at our December meeting.
You know the date for that, by the way, Mayor?
December 13th.
No, the date for reorg, sorry.
I do not know the date for reorg right now. Chris, do you know what date we're doing reorg?
Of course she does.
The 4th, January 4th.
Thank you.
January 4th is reorg.
And we have no idea how we're gonna do it.
Do we need
I'm
But it's
imagining
gonna
we are
happen.
going to be,
an ad hoc committee?
Yeah,
we're going to be virtual. We will most likely be virtual for reorg.
yeah.
And we will make the final decision at our December meeting, which is December 21st. This way, everyone knows what's going on.
Thank you,
I-
Mayor.
Do you want to mention that?
That's it for schedule updates unless anyone else has anything.
I just want to mention that at the tree lighting, that will be the 4th night of Hanukkah. So when they light the menorah, it should be the first 4 candles and the one in the middle.
We got it taken care of.
Excellent. You're way ahead of me.
So we're not going to light, we're not going to light the candles on the days that they're supposed to be lit, or are we going to light them and then turn them off and relight them?
Well, no, you don't turn it. Well, you can start on the 1st. I'm just saying that night there should be 4 lit plus that one. So
I
you're
think
gonna start on the-
it's okay for them to be lit when they're supposed to be lit. Yes,
Right.
it's
Good.
okay.
Okay.
And can you
Let's
repeat the
Respect
start
Hanukkah
time
and do
again?
it, yeah,
6 to 8.
6 p.m.
Is the start time?
And it's called the Winter Drive-By, Winter Wonderland. Do I have that right?
The Wonderland Drive-By is what we're calling it right now.
Okay.
It'll be official once the flyer goes out, because then you can't change it.
And Mayor, you may want to mention, there will be a special guest star in a big
Yes.
fat red suit. So
Correct.
I
We
know
will
you
have a
can't
special
wait.
guest of
Yeah,
St. Nicholas, aka Santa Claus.
yes.
I do want to say that I want to thank all the groups that are participating in this. We have public events, we have recreation, we have the police, we have the fire department, we have the New Milford Women's Club who is donating. New Milford Junior Football has signed on to take part, and the New Milford Elks Club, and of course the
DPW.
DPW. Without them, we
Wow.
can't do anything.
Right.
And MVAC, New Milford Volunteer Ambulance Corps, is going to take part as well. And if I missed anyone, I'm sorry, but we're trying to put everything together and we're trying to make the best possible event we can in the amount of time that we have. So with that, we are going to move on to the administrator's report.
Yes, thank you. The COVID-19 task force met on November 19th with reports from the New Milford Police Department, OEM, the Health Department, Administration, DPW, Recreation, and the Board of Ed. Some of the topics that were discussed included the outdoor dining permit extension, for which so far I've received 4 requests to extend, which would be Ponchos, Sanzari's, Casual Havana, and the Elks. We talked about wedding services going forward in the winter months, which have been up until now been taking place in the gazebo. So we're looking for an alternate location. Winter sports and the upcoming events, which at the time included the annual interfaith service, which was this past weekend, and the now renamed Winter Wonderland Drive-By. We received notice from the DOT this past week of a grant receipt for the boulevard. The proposed scope was from McKinley to Maine with an estimated cost of $475,000. The grant is for $214,000. So I've asked the engineer to revise the scope to fall within the grant funding and to provide a proposal for design and construction administration. We received bids for Knights Field on Friday, November 20th. We received 4 bids, all of which were within the expected budget, and they are being reviewed by the engineer with the expectation that we'll have a resolution to award the work on our at our 12/21 meeting. Just want to remind everybody that the Borough Hall will be closed both Thursday and Friday this week for Thanksgiving, and that we have just one meeting in December, which is scheduled for Monday, December 21st. That's it for me, Mayor. Thank you.
Any questions for the administrator? Thank you, Chris. Any questions for the administrator? Okay. If not, we'll move on to, I see there's an appointment on the agenda, Councilwoman Duffy.
I do have a question for the administrator, if I may. A while back, I participated in a phone call regarding property maintenance. And at that time, there was mention of creating an access email for us all to communicate with each other regarding property maintenance around New Milford. I just wondered, Chris, has that been set up yet?
My apologies. I was not able to attend that meeting. And I think I remember hearing about it. I'm not sure if Vince was planning to try and work that out, but I will touch base with him tomorrow and see where it's at. And if not, I will work on getting that accomplished.
But Chris, if you're not feeling well, please pass.
Yes.
Please.
Thank you.
Yeah, not an emergency, but just touching base.
Was it an email address that you could send things to, or was it an email group that would make it easy to email everybody?
Yes, it was a group. So that, you know, the inspectors, the police, you know, council members, and of course the coordinator, all of us could, communicate
I will,
easily.
I'll work on that with Vince.
If
All
I
right,
can
thank
just chime in, just a caution about the question of creating a quorum. If you have all the council members and the mayor on, we would certainly have a quorum on that. So just, I think any discussion that's going to go on of substantive nature, it could be construed to be a public meeting. Judge Doyne had an opinion 5 years ago about that. So I think between Chris and I, we could figure out a way to address that concern.
It wasn't, the original intent of it wasn't for the whole council. It was for the liaison to DPW, liaison to the Board of Health, were the
Okay.
council people on it, as well as myself. Similar to the emergency email we have.
Okay,
It is not sent to all the council, so there's no quorum.
very good. Thank you.
Thank you for clarifying, Mayor.
You're welcome. Councilwoman
And-
Duffy, would
Yes,
you like to
sir.
bring forward appointment?
Yes, I would. This evening, we have Kiefer Hanchu, and is requesting an appointment to Company 2. That's it.
Is all of his paperwork in order?
As far as I can see, yes.
Okay. Councilwoman Duffy would like to make that motion. May I get a second, please?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I,
Aye.
Any opposed? Well, congratulations and thank you, Kiefer. I have a lot of respect for someone who selflessly, protects life and property in the borough. So thank you very much for being a member of the volunteer fire department. Okay, we're going to move on. We have one ordinance introduction tonight, and that would be 2020:19. And when the clerk gets a chance, I would ask her to please read the ordinance into the record.
Mayor. An ordinance to amend the revised general ordinances of the Borough of New Milford, thereby repealing and replacing in its entirety Chapter 29 entitled Stormwater Control.
Okay, the purpose of this ordinance is to revise and reflect the amendments that the state of New Jersey has stormwater management pursuant to their rules of NJAC 7:8, which they adopted on March 2nd, 2020. May I get a motion to introduce this ordinance on the first reading?
Motion.
Second.
Second.
May I get a roll call, please?
Yes. Councilman Seymour,
Yes.
Councilwoman Duffy,
yes.
Council President Grotzky,
Yes.
Councilwoman Sandhusen,
Yes.
Councilwoman Grant.
Yes.
Okay, we will have a public hearing on this ordinance at our December 21st meeting. Has everyone had a chance to review the resolutions? Are there any resolutions that need to be pulled out for further discussion? No? Okay. At this time, I would ask for a motion to open up to the public.
So moved.
Second.
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
I,
Any opposed? Ladies and gentlemen of the public, we are now open. Just give us your name, your address, and you could ask any question related to the Borough of New Milford, and you have 5 minutes.
Mayor, there are currently 4 members of the public in attendance. And at this time, no one has indicated that they wish to speak.
I'll give it a couple more seconds,
Okay.
just in case.
Yes, if any member of the public wishes to speak, you just need to raise your hand.
Like this. Ah! May I get a motion to close to the public?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Does any of the council members have anything pressing they want to bring up around the room? Council President Grotzky.
I have nothing at this time, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilwoman Grant.
Nothing at this time, Mayor. Thank you.
Councilman Seymour.
I just wanted to, again, thank Councilwoman Sin Houston, who's the liaison, the New Milford Municipal Alliance, and co-chairs Alyssa Lunam and Mel Urena. I thought the Adam event was fantastic once again this year, and I think it's a very important event. I'm proud of us as a town and community that we hold events like that.
I concur. It was
Thank
a
you.
really good event. Very meaningful.
Absolutely.
Very true.
Councilwoman Sandhusen.
So thank you for your compliments, Councilman Seymour and Mayor Petrino. The Municipal Alliance has worked really hard this year, overcoming the challenges of COVID and working with hybrid events. So the Adam Memorial was live streamed on Facebook. And I have some show and tell. The Congressman Gottheimer and our Senate and Assembly were able to be in attendance as well. And they gave us some lovely certificates of appreciation. So the New Milford Congressman Josh Gottheimer recognizes the New Milford Municipal Alliance on the occasion of the second annual Alcohol and Drug Awareness Memorial and commends their commitment to our communities. So it's an honor, and these will be hung in the Borough Hall. So we thank you, everyone, for your support on that and being able to do the outreach. So thank you. I'm complete.
Thank you.
Can I just ask,
Councilwoman Duffy.
wanted to ask, who was the second certificate from, Councilwoman Ted?
Certainly. I'm sorry, I spoke it really fast. It's from our Senate and General Assembly. So it's from our Senator Joseph Lagana, Assemblywoman Swain, and Assemblyman Chris Tully. I apologize.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yes, and we thank Assemblywoman Swain and Assemblyman Tully for attending the event in person. It was a windy night.
Very.
Yes,
And it was well attended on virtually live stream. So even though it was windy, it was attended. So
Absolutely.
it's a new
Thank you.
world. Yep. So
Yeah.
Councilwoman Duffy.
I really don't have much to offer tonight other than how proud I am of the efforts that are being put into our first Winter Wonderland event. It's just such an illustration of how all our departments and committees get together to present something meaningful and fun for the community. So once again, well done, and we look forward to a great event. So keep working on that right now. Thanks.
I agree. All of the events we've had this year have been totally different than in the past, and working together with our committees and boards, we're getting them done, and the residents are really appreciating it. And that makes me happy. As you can see, we are coming down to the wire on No Shade November. So on December 1st, I will lose this. But anyone who is listening, it is not too late. Anyone who wants to donate money to the PBA for the cause for Luke Schneider in Oradell, it's not too late. All you have to do is send a check to the PBA local or just contact the police, and they will let you know how to do it. I also want to thank Father David and Pastor Iovine and Councilwoman Saraki Hurley for helping to put together the interfaith ceremony that we had yesterday. It was It was really nice. It wasn't very heavily attended in person. It was watched. It had a lot of views on the Facebook page of the Church of the Ascension. And I think it was meaningful, and I think it was important. And I think at this point, people who want comfort and guidance, I think this was the perfect opportunity for that. And it was our 45th annual. So it's something we've been doing for a long time, and I'm glad we were able to continue it. We will have a 46th annual next year. We just don't know where it's going to be, but they did mention the date yesterday. I don't remember the exact date, but we have plenty of time for that. So I just wanted to thank Father David for hosting and for having it. May I get a motion to approve resolutions 2020:245 to 2020:251?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. May I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Happy Thanksgiving,
Happy
everybody.
Thanksgiving, everybody.
Giving
Yes,
everybody.
Have a nice holiday, everybody. Happy
Have a good one.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
Yes, on behalf of the mayor and
well,
council, we want to
everyone.
wish everyone a happy and safe Thanksgiving. Thank you
Yes.
very much.
Good night.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.